Welcome to Industry Ignited, the podcast where we spotlight leaders transforming the real economy. I'm Dr. Leeanne Aguilar, your host. Today we're headed to Greece with Thomas Moschos, CEO, agronomist, dairy production expert, and operations lead at Moschos Farm. His family-run operation produces authentic strained Greek yogurt, feta, fresh pasteurized milk, and specialty cheeses, while Thomas also serves as a technical advisor to the Hellenic Livestock Association. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Hello, Leanne.
Hi
Thank you
there.
for the introduction.
You're welcome. So your family's farm dates back generations. What's the earliest memory that made you say that you belong in this life as a farmer and agronomist?
The earliest memory, I think I was 4 or 5 years old, and we were playing with little cows that we have at the time because we used to have cows for milk, and we lived on the farm by that time. We didn't have another house. Me and my brother, with my father driving the tractor, learning, these jobs and stuff like that. A usual day on the farm, actually.
Yeah, so you just grew up on the farm and just have fond memories of tractors and the animals. So you have a twin brother, and you chose complementary paths, veterinary medicine and agricultural science. And then you pursued dairy technology. What problem were you determined to solve by bringing processing in-house?
So it's a funny story because while we were studying, we've decided to study myself agronomy and my brother veterinary medicine. But while we were studying, we were coming back to work on the fields, and we had huge problems back then with the dairy factories that we sold our milk, and they didn't pay us. So I've told my father, if we have done our product cheese and sold it, we would have the money, we would have, sold everything, and our milk would be paid. So he told me, okay, you can try and make your own cheese and stuff like that, dairy products. So I've decided after finishing the university to try to go on the dairy school of 𝐓𝐡𝐸𝐽. It's a specialized school for dairy experts here in Greece, and learn how to make cheese and yogurt so we can sell our own product and do not have to depend on the industry for payments and selling our milk, and actually get more money because it's another yet business that you own and you have the milk. It's the first step. You need to find milk to make cheese. So it would be easier to start making, small batches of cheese until we get into the market and sell the rest of the milk. So it was easier for us to start. It's not that like we started the milk industry that you need to find milk to buy for the whole year and then try to sell it.
Right. So you already had the resources. Was your family farm, were they selling milk already? Were they selling products already?
My mother used to make cheese, but only for us to eat from our milk. And while I was studying, I've started making cheese in our house and selling it to the neighbors and the people from the village. So I started getting to know how to make cheese, how to sell everything, how to talk to people. It was a good lesson before starting to get the license and everything, sell, in biggest volumes, but it wasn't enough preparation for what came next. After that.
Yeah. Well, and also you studied in Bulgaria and Germany before returning home, is what I understand. What one practice or mindset from abroad most changed how you run a Greek farm and dairy today?
Actually, in the university in Bulgaria, we had a lot of practice. Every Friday until Sunday, we had to go to the fields and do practice, agronomy practice and agronomy work. So I've learned a lot from that side. And then when we went to Germany, we visited a lot of other universities. I've got a scholarship for Germany to finish in that university. And we went in other universities to see how they work. We also went on farmers for practice, and I've seen how united the farmers were over there because all of them, they work in corporations. They have their own corporations, like 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 farmers. They unite and make one common corporation and sell their products through that. So I've came back to Greece and I've tried to explain to other farmers and tried to do the same thing. try to make a corporation of 6 or 7 farmers, make our own cheese factory, but none of them wanted that. So we've started and trying and pursued it ourselves and build it ourselves at the end.
Okay, so interesting. So you saw more of like a community model where different farmers were participating and bringing their products together and using shared resources, I guess, for that model.
Yeah, because it's easier. Our dairy factory costed €500,000, and it was money that we didn't have. We had to borrow from the bank. And if it was 5 or 6 from us, it would be the same size, maybe a little bit bigger, but the money would be 100,000 per person, let's say. And
Right. Yeah.
I've pitched the idea to start, low, like give me 100 kilos for it from each farmer. I don't want all the milk. So we will start walking, get into the market, explore the market and everything, our possibilities, and then make all of our milk in the factory. But nobody wanted that.
But nobody wanted to. Oh, interesting. So you're like, okay, well, so you had started your solo venture.
It's a good thing actually. It depends on the mindset, because it was a challenge for me. It was like a personal pet that, if you don't agree with my idea, I believe it and I will do it. So I've worked hard for getting things done and get the idea going.
So when the milk crisis hit and processors delayed payment, you pivoted. What convinced you to take the risk to build your own dairy, and what did you tell yourself on the hardest days? So I know it wasn't easy at the beginning.
Oh yeah, it was very hard. It took us 5 years to build it because of the bureaucracy in Greece. Actually, to own a license and sell the products, we've built the factory. We've waited 1 year for restrictions to start the building. You have to wait for a long time here for a restriction to build something. And then it took us almost 2 years to build it, but we were working on the same time. And we took our license in 2 years after that to sell normal, with invoice and everything. Before that, we were selling only to the village and some supermarkets that they were flexible enough to buy products from us. I guess the idea that hit me hard was like that. It's better for me to go down by myself, rather than to go down by somebody who owns an industry and he won't pay me. So it's better to get the risk for myself and try to make my own cheese and sell it, than to wait for somebody else to do it for me. And my grandfather, he used to say to me that slave is someone that is waiting for somebody else to free him. So I didn't want to be a slave for the industry.
Okay. Yeah. So you just decided to take the reins. So you would have all of the decision-making power and authority. And so, you wouldn't have to wait on other people or depend on payment from anyone else as well.
And the extra profit that it helped us a lot after that.
Exactly. So I know, like here in the United States, for example, we get what's called Greek yogurt, but you've explained to me that's not real Greek yogurt.
Yes.
So tell me more about real Greek yogurt and the type of milk it is, like sheep versus goat, what it looks like, the consistency, and why does it, matter when it comes to flavor, nutrition, and authenticity.
So the traditional Greek yogurt is made from sheep milk. It doesn't have any flavors in it. It differs from the other yogurts how they are made. So we boil the milk, and when it's hot, we put the milk in the can. You have to wait to get to the degrees from. We have Celsius here. I don't know how is it in Fahrenheit. I can tell you in Celsius though. We boil it to 91 degrees Celsius, and then we wait for it to go under 50 degrees Celsius. And while you wait, because we do not change anything on the milk, like we do not separate it with centrifuge machines. You just get the milk, filter it, boil it, and then put it in the can. And the milk starts taking all the fats up, and you have something like a crust, a skin of the yogurt that it's formed there. So that is the skin that the traditional yogurt must have. If it doesn't have the skin, it's not traditional yogurt. The fat on the sheep yogurt is 6%, And because after you boil the milk, you lose 10% at least of water. So the fat in the yogurt must be 6.6% and more. You need to go above that to have the restriction to call it traditional yogurt. The yogurt that you guys are buying from the supermarket, that it says Greek yogurt, it's not actually Greek yogurt. It's strain yogurt, strain Greek yogurt. After you make the yogurt, you can put it in cloths and wait for all the fluids to go away, to filter from the cloth, and you only take what's left of it, and that's almost 50%. Like you lose 50% of water and fluids, and then you keep the other 50%. That is the strained yogurt, the normal strained yogurt. And the traditional way to make it is first you make the yogurt, and then you strain it in cloths, and then you put it again on a can. But the industry yogurt, they just get milk in powder and put it in there in order for them not to throw fluids. The solids become more than the fluids. So they put a lot of milk in powder in there in order for them to have less fluids. And that's how they strain it, let's say.
Okay, so just a different process, but the traditional Greek yogurt has a thick skin on it and is not flavored. Yeah, what we have at the stores here is definitely flavored. They'll have different fruits or berries and sugar, for sure. You're responsible for corn and alfalfa production, silage timing, and baling. What agronomic decision, like seed harvesting time, ration design, most impacts milk quality, and how do you know you got it right?
Oh, that's a tough one. So after I went to Germany, I saw all the technology that they use in the fields. They used to have GPS from back then in their tractors. And then we started trying to use the same technology here. So now we use some applications that we can see from a satellite image, the growth of the plants. And after you see this, you can understand how your field is doing in every territory. Like if it's growing well, it's green. If it's not growing well, it's red. So we have to help the field in that side. And because we're fully organic, we do not use fertilizer. We only use manure from our animals. And we have to try new techniques. So the healthier our soil is, the healthier our production is. The healthier the production means that we have more protein and more carbohydrates in the corn. The corn is energy, actually. So the corn is better production. It has more protein. And the alfalfa, when we make it, we try to keep the moisture between 60 to 65%. The bibliography says 40 to 60%, but from what we've seen here, it depends on the leaf growth. When we get the fully leaf growth before we're having the seeds grown in the plants, we cut it and we silage it. We have around 60 to 65% moisture, and then we get 22 to 23% protein. So that's very high, because the more protein you get from this animal feed, the lower you need to feed soya on the animals to have milk. And we do not grow soya in Greece. We import everything from you guys. Thank you for that.
Okay.
And it's very expensive. So the more protein we have, the less soya we use. So it's better for us. It helps our income. We do not spend so much on soya. And the better the quality of the food, the better the milk you can produce. The more, if you have the best milk is around 12% in Greece. 12% is 6.5 fats and 5.5 protein. So we are now in 13.8. The total of the protein and the fats is 13.8. So we have a very high quality milk. And the more you have of protein and fats, the more product you get. Like you need 4 kilos of sheep milk to get 1 kilo of feta, of cheese feta. We need 3.2.
Right. Okay.
And of course, we test everything. After we make the baling and the silage, we take samples from every bale and we have to get them in a laboratory here to take the nutrition value of everything. And after that, we send this to a guy that we work together, and he makes us the ratio. of how much alfalfa, how much corn, how much soya to feed in every animal to keep the balance for their stomach, so they won't get ill, but they will meet their the production ceiling,
Right.
to
So it's
produce as much as they
chemistry,
can.
yeah. So the chemistry and the right mix of the food impacts the quality of the milk and the amount of milk that you get.
And also the air. If you have good quality of air, the milk doesn't smell, because the sheep, how we grow them, they are having layers of manure. So we throw straw every day, and they step on it, and the manure and all the urine goes in the straw. If you do not have good quality of air, all this smelling, it will go into the animal, and then it will go into the milk.
Interesting. Okay, so even the smell, the air impacts
Yes.
the milk that impacts the quality of the cheese. So traditional cheese making is living chemistry. What's your playbook for controlling pH, acidity, and aging to balance consistency with terrier?
Every time before we start the production, we check the pH level of the milk after we bring it from the farm here, so we will know how much to wait for the bacteria to work. After you pasteurize the milk, you have killed all the bacteria in there, so you insert your own bacteria. We use our yogurt for the cheese culture, it says. We need to throw back bacteria, so we use ours. And we check every 5 minutes what's the level of the pH and the acidity. And we need to be very strict on that, because every change that you make, it will change the smell and the taste of the cheese and the quality of the cheese. So until we get it out from after the rennet is put and you cut it and you take it out on the forms, until then we have to check it every 5 minutes or 15 minutes. It depends how fast is it going, to check where you are and try to have the best result. And after that, we check it every 2 days in the mature room. And when the pH level goes lower than 4.6, in the feta cheese, we are ready to put it on the fridge and wait another 2 months before we sell it.
Oh, it's a long process.
Yes, you need 3 months at least to age feta cheese.
Age the feta, yeah. And I know you created your own proprietary hard cheese, which is a blend between the Caseri and Parmesan. Is it Kanyaki? Is that right?
It's
Tell me
called
about
Kanyaki.
how you invented this and what your process was.
So a lot of people asked us for a Caseri, that is the yellow cheese that melts. You cannot create this product very easy. It's very hard. If you try to make it traditional way, your hands will get burned, because you need to put a cheese. You make feta, wait 2 or 3 days, and then cut it in small pieces and put it in boiling water. And you need to press all of this with your hands. So you put your hands in cold water and then try to work on the cheese maze and make it hard, like make a form of cheese. So we tried buying a machine, and it costed 150,000 euros. So we didn't have them. And I called one of my friends that he was in Germany. He worked for a factory there, and asked him for help. I've asked him how they make Gouda cheese. So I've took parts from the process of Gouda cheese and parts from the Parmesan cheese, because I went to Italy and saw how Parmesan is made. Combined all that together, and we've produced a cheese that it's something in between Gouda and Parmesan. It melts like Gouda, but when you eat it, it melts in your mouth like Parmesan. You feel little small balls.
Yeah.
So we had the best from these both cheeses, and we patented here in Greece, and we've won a gold medal in the Mediterranean Taste Awards, and in 2 other awards we have here in Greece from a cheese magazine that it gives every year. And the next idea for that cheese was, because we grow a lot of apples here, after you cut branches of the apples, they used to take them out and burn them. So I had this idea, like, why you don't make a pellet from this or something like that? And we were laughing here in the dairy factory, because right outside of the dairy factory, we have apple trees. And we thought, why not smoke the cheese with that? So we've made Kanyaki smoked with wood from apple cheese, and we needed to combine the wood from apple cheese with oak wood, because it had a very stiff flavor with only apple. So we combined it, find the best combination, and now we have smoked Kanyaki cheese from apple trees and oak trees.
A new variety. Wow. Well, congratulations on the accomplishment and the awards. Yeah, that's very exciting. Now, you've described grocery retail as high pressure, a few chains with tight terms and narrow producer margins. How did you design a sales strategy that protects quality and your brand's integrity?
Well, you need to understand how the market works. If you want to face the reality, and if you want to become a love brand, you need to get into the supermarkets and accept all their reasons until you get very high, and then you set your own terms. The supermarkets will ask you to put your product in there. Until then, you are asking them, so they are making the deal, not you. You either accept the terms or not. So we've tried selling in only stores that sell delicatessen store, that they only sell, good products, high quality products and stuff like that, and small supermarkets that they have organic products. And we are struggling very much to keep the brand in the level that we want, because the price it's very expensive to buy cheese here in Greece. Everything is expensive. So people are complaining. And if you lower your quality, then you lower yourself. And they will learn that you can lower your quality anytime and they do not trust you anymore. So we are trying to keep our prices. Yes, it's better for me to sell less than to sell in lower prices.
Right. So you're just.
But I have this opportunity because I have my own milk, and I can sell part of the milk. Not every factory has this opportunity. It's very hard to do this.
Right. And during Greece's financial crisis, capital controls stalled payments and permits. What specific decisions or workarounds kept your farm alive, and what did it teach you about leadership under constraint?
Oh, that was a tough period. We were building the factory back then, and we couldn't move money from the banks or money that you have in cash. You couldn't move them. And we had a huge problem with stuck money in the bank that we cannot use. And it was a mess. All of the economy was a mess back then. What I've understood is that the more you stress yourself, the more you cannot think. Because every solution I found, it was in times that I was like in a REM situation, like before you go to sleep, something like very relaxed. Situations like that the idea came like that. And I find solutions on that. So the advice maybe for other people is to stop stressing, because you will find a way.
Yeah.
Every day is a new day. The sun comes out every day. And if you think like that, you will find the solution. Maybe it will be a hard solution or a very hard thing to do, but you will find the solution.
I like that. So it comes back to mindset. And like you said, if you stress yourself out, it's a block for creating a solution. Just keeping a positive mindset, and that will open up new possibilities. Yeah.
Yes. And of course, you have to believe in yourself a lot and follow your dreams and try as hard as you can. I'm ready to work 24 hours per day to, keep this up, because it's
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And we won European Organic Producer of the Year, is what I understand.
In 2023.
In 2020, yeah. But then some other awards as well.
Yes. We've won all of that. What you see there, they're awards, and we have more. Every award that we win is a reward to ourselves for the work that we do, and it makes us happier and believe. We start believing more in what we are doing, that it works. It's good to go on competitions because you can also see how other people are doing, and if you are smart enough, you can not copy exactly, but take the best parts from everybody and try to do this in your business too. Right. You do not need to reinvent the wheel, just need to find a better wheel.
So it's motivating is what I'm hearing to win the awards. And not only that, but it unlocked demand, right? Like people learn about your product.
Yes. We had a lot of awards, but after the European award, the demand went very high. Like we had orders in the first week, I think. We closed all of our production for the next 2 or 3 months. After 2 weeks after that, we closed all of our production for the year. So it was very good that it happened to us at that time, because we were really struggling. It was right after COVID. The economy was very, very bad, and it helped us a lot, this thing. It came on the right moment to lift our operation again.
Wow. Yeah, congratulations. That's exciting accomplishment. Now, you previously exported to Germany. what must be true to like about packaging or partners certifications to restart exports without drowning in complexity?
So exports are very tough because they pay before, they are, how can I say, they are very good businessmen when they buy from other countries, so they have to pay. And when they pay, they set their own terms. Like you said, I need this packaging, I need the products in 1 week. So you have to sign a contract in the exports and keep this contract up. Because if you don't, you have to pay them back. For every day you delay, if the packaging is not right, if the product is not right, you have to pay them back. So it's very hard to do it, and the prices are not the same like when you sell in your own country and you have more opportunities. You need to be very careful when you're exporting and very hard working and try to give your best self for those people. You actually work for those people that time until you sell them the product. So you need to be very strict with yourself, and what you say, it needs to be true.
Yeah. So a whole nother set of complexities is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's a lot. They need a lot of certifications. They need all of that stuff. So it's very, very hard.
Now I know that you've stated your goal is to make Moschos the #1 traditional Greek yogurt brand nationwide. What is your roadmap? Supermarket entry, direct to home, regional hubs, and how are you going to defend your authenticity as you scale?
Well, actually, it's all of that. Like, try everything, see what works, but try. We are trying to go in smaller stores, sell them the small quantity they want. Go in big supermarkets, sell them the big volumes that they want. Different prices everywhere, but we are trying everything. We will see what it works. Until now, we have small regional supermarkets and small regional partners that they sell delicatessen products or organic products at least, and we are trying to expand. Our first goal is to not mess with the quality. We are going to use the same technique that we are doing it because this is the quality we want and this is the price we want. When you go and speak with other businessmen, you need to understand who has the power. I'm talking for my quality and my price. If you don't want it, I will find another supermarket that wants it or something like that.
Right.
If that doesn't work, then we have to change something like prices, packaging. You can change your packaging. Our packaging now, it costs 30 can and it has 1 pound of yogurt in there. So I can make the packaging with 16 cents, but it's not the same packaging.
Right. Right. But what I'm hearing is that, yeah, you're doing everything possible to not compromise quality. But you can compromise packaging, you can compromise other terms, but ultimately to maintain the integrity of your product.
We can be flexible and try to find other solutions, but we're trying with what we offer for first. And after that, if this doesn't work, we will find other solutions. But our goal needs to happen. We need to do this. We want to do this to be the first.
And finally, Thomas, last question. Your children are already shadowing you on the farm. What kind of industry do you hope they inherit? And what's one mindset that you want the next generation of food producers to keep?
Oh, I think every father's dream is, or mother's dream is to see, if they have a family business, to see their children, take the business and double it or triple it or make it better. So my dream is the same. I try to raise them with the same values and the same lifestyle that I was raised. I take them to the farm, to the animals. I take them to the fields. I bring them here in the dairy factory to make products with us, learn everything. So my dream is to see them take this operation too and maybe evolve it or make it better, bigger, and everything they can do in order for them to deal with all of these problems that you have every day and the mindset that you need. I am trying now to let them try by themselves. My son is 5 years old, my daughter is 3. So I give them tasks in the farm that I know it's almost in their limits, that they need to try hard to make it. Like, feed the sheep. It's not easy. But my son, he will try and feed the sheep. My daughter too, but she's smaller, but they are trying. So I let them try, make their own mistakes, learn from their mistakes, that they should learn this process. That first, You set the goal, feed the sheep. Then you try, you see what you are doing wrong, you correct it, and you succeed.
Yeah, excellent. So we're at the end of our time. How can listeners learn more about you and the cheese products and milk that you sell?
We have a website, and we also are very active in the social media. If you hit Moschos Organic Farm on TikTok or Moschos Farm on Facebook and Instagram, you can find us. You can mail us. You can send us a message, anything you want, and we will answer back. You can see our videos, how we work, how we do our products, everything. Everything is out there. You can also learn how to make your own cheese from what we show.
Yeah. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Thomas.